What is going on? Today we're going through the best and worst tattoo TikToks I can find. Let's jump into it. Okay, face tattoo idea. Sick. Okay, we got a Mercedes-Benz on the face. I want to pause it real quick. I see the trifecta of tattoos that I dislike. Tattoos only on the hands and not on the forearm. Skeleton hands and logos on the face. This is the three strikes, you're out. I hate all those tattoos, but let's talk about it a little bit. So first off, the tattoo came out pretty dang good. I can't say this guy's name this early in a video. I'll wait a few seconds, but yes, it looks very good. It looks clean. I hate it. I hate it. Don't ever get logos tattooed on you guys, okay? They do not care about you. Mercedes does not care about you, okay? Do not represent a company on your face forever. And I know that some logos transcend a brand, right? Like Mercedes, Louis Vuitton, Nike, Jordan. Some of these things are just bigger than the brand. Like they have a cultural significance to them. But it does not matter. It does not matter. You do not want to be the person with Monster Energy drink on your face, okay? I know that you might brap on a motorcycle, but you don't want the Monster Energy logo, okay guys? Yeah. Now that it's a little later in the video, I could say the guy's name, Little Big Fuck. Little Big Fuck, you did very good on this face tattoo. I think you probably agree with me that, you know, fucking face tattoos of logos. But the double circle, that's such a hard thing to pull off. Good for you, Little Big Fuck. On to the next. God damn it. This one is, one of the most sent to me videos of the year, probably. God. You know what? Might be the best tattoo I've ever seen. It might be. This person definitely has the best tat of all time. Look, I like playful tats. I like goofy tats. I don't mind them at all. This one's just hard to look at for obvious reasons. I mean, no one likes that part of an arm, you know? And especially if you had lost a lot of weight there. Hard to look at. But hey, whatever. You know, I don't judge people. It's just the truth. Let's talk about this Care Bear. Okay, the Care Bear is done very shittily. There's nothing else about that. Color outlines, lime green, forest green combo. A lot of white, just an overall bad tattoo. Does it matter? No. And would a good tattoo look good on this part of the body? I don't know. I feel like this would be so easy to fucking blow out. Like in some smudgy armpit fat. Yeah, that seems difficult. That seems difficult to not blow it out. And I wouldn't even be surprised if some of that green, like if you really look at it, and it's hard to tell because the damn thing's swinging back and forth. It's impossible to know. But it does look like there might be some blowout here. And green, I've blown out green. It's probably the only color I've ever seen blowout. So maybe we got some blowout here, but who knows? On to the next, guys. Okay, we got some body stuff going on here, guys. Bodies are funny, they do weird shit, and this is part of it. Stretch marks. You know, it is interesting to me because as a tattooer, we work on bodies all day. You know, I have to see interesting things on bodies. And I don't know what any of that has to do with anything, but if you're a person who is, you know, not into that, maybe don't be a tatter, because it is like it is kind of weird. It is a weird job. Like we're really physical with people. We have to like look at their bodies, you know, and we have to see some stuff that's kind of gross sometimes. Like just being honest, bodies are gross, people are gross. And sometimes we have to like be up in shit that no one wants to be up in. And I'm trying to talk as sensitively as possible. And the reality is that you guys have some weird shit going on sometimes, okay? That's just the truth. Now, let's talk about this tattoo. It is clear to me that this does not actually have pigment in the machine currently. The cartridge is blank. There's nothing in it. And what that says to me is either this is just a joke or they're running water over it to, a lot of times, you know, people say anecdotally, is that causing some sort of trauma can provoke some healing in the fucking skin or whatever. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's what they're doing here. They might absolutely not be doing this. This is just maybe whatever, who knows. But that is something that people say. And, you know, it's like kind of like the thought of acupuncture, like you put stuff in pressure points, tells the body to have some sort of reaction, and then it tells the body to start healing. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, this is just anecdotal bullshit that come into my mind. But either way, you do see a lot of people tattooing actual pigment into stretch marks. Like, trying to match a brown skin is fucking impossible, okay? It's not happening. Don't try it, you're not gonna do it. It's a bad idea, and unless you spend your entire life trying to match different browns, it's not gonna happen. So if a client comes to you and they're like got this thing and they want you to match up their skin, you know, like alopecia or something like that, or they have a white birthmark and they're like, I want you to tattoo it to kind of match, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do a good job, so don't try it. And you do see it with stretch marks occasionally. That's clearly not what's happening here. I don't know what's happening here, but yeah, next. Okay, we got some tattons. We got some tribal tattons. You know, if you just pause it right there, you know, just pause it. Just let it sit on the camera. That looks like shit. It's gonna look like shit. It's a tribal tattoo. Dude, this guy's like poking around like he don't care about nothing. I like it, I'm into it. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm a tattooer. I see everything in the world of tattoo. Like, things just come to my brain when I see them. If you pause it right there on that blackout armband, you could see how bad that looks. Bands around the forearm always look stupid, especially when they're in all black. Now, if it's just like some swirls and some roses and some vines, like one thing, like your grandma's fucking arm tat, that's not ever gonna look that bad because there's some like flow. But if you're trying to get perfect lines across a bicep, it's not gonna happen. But let's keep going. This ain't about armbands, it's about tribal tats. Cool, they're making their own pigment. That's rad, that's interesting. And they're going to town. There's the tattoo. Ugh. Just stabby, stabby, stab, stab. That guy's not trying to make anything even kind of remotely perfect. He's just going for it. And I love how they did like a big, it's all big and dumb looking. Oh, and there's his. Wow. That ink that they're using is trash, dude. What is that? That's got to be, you know, pretty old, I imagine. But what you just see is like scarring, a scarring of a circle. It's cool, you know, I get down. Sometimes, this is just my own personal belief. This guy seems to be able to communicate with this, you know, tribal guy, so they're probably part of the same culture. But like, a lot of times people fetishize these types of tattoos. Like, just because it's old doesn't really make it that interesting, at least not to me. Like, sometimes I do, like Japanese when it comes to tattooing, or Polynesian when it comes to tattooing, like where the tattoos play a deep role in tattooing, always get me excited. I'm not sure that this is like the case here. You know, like, just gonna take a wild guess that if a culture was really into tattooing, like whether they're from India or Africa or the South Pacific or Asia, they would get ink that stayed. Just my thought. I don't know what I'm looking, I don't know anything about this tribe. I'm just gonna guess that it's probably not as big of a deal in their culture as it is in others. And the other ones are the ones that are more interesting to me, just right off the bat, you know? But what do I know? What do I know? Nothing. Would I, in the situation, I'd probably get a tattoo too. So, you know, on to the next. Okay, we got some just wow. Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus Christ. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Okay, this one's hard for me to talk about because honestly, it's so beautiful and it's so cool. And I feel underqualified talking about this tattoo because it looks so good and it's so strong, but I'm gonna do my best, you know? When Kirk's underqualified to talk about stuff, he still manages to say some stupid shit. So I will. Okay, this looks beautiful. This is a great tattoo. It is so gnarly. It is so close to like a full body blackout already, which is kind of cool, which is really interesting to me, especially in like the bottom torso part. Like, you see that they like left some negative space here, but a lot of that over time will become black, especially like if you're talking about the course of this client's life, this thing's gonna get black. It's got some like dragon, I believe a dragon on the torso. We got some dragons coming down on one side of the arm and a snake on the other side. Man, this is just such beautiful tattooing. And it is like everything I want to see in blackout type stuff. Now, I know this isn't exactly a blackout, but it's kind of close. it's almost too close to not consider it a blackout. If we like look at the top part of this, you're gonna notice that it's outlined in color. They use like yellows and oranges. And not like as a tattooer, it's not my favorite thing. In this particular instance, do I think it matters? Absolutely not. There's so much black here that even if all that color faded away, you'd know exactly what the tattoo was supposed to be, and it would look virtually exactly the same. And I just love, I am overwhelmed with this tattoo. Yeah, so cool, so bitchin', good for you, tattooist Shiru. A play on Japanese, a play on blackwork, a play on like everything I like in tattooing. On to the next. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Okay, first off, I see a ha 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 ha. The Joker's ha ha on the side of the face. There's nothing I dislike more than the ha 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 Joker tat, except for maybe skeleton hands. And honestly, I think the two go hand in hand. If you got ha 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 ha's, you got to have a skeleton hand because it is just the corniest type of tattooing. And if you got the ha ha ha, sorry buds, making fun of you, Monster Energy drink. Okay, we got a full dome rocker, dude. We got the Chucky logo. I'm never like pop culture tats are so rarely gonna get me excited, but honestly, like I love putting heads or faces on top of a head, like in this position. So it looks great, I'm interested. And then we got the Bride of Chucky on the side of the face. Okay, you convinced me. I like it. Hate the ha ha ha. Love the Chucky, love the Bride of Chucky. It looks great on this person. It's gonna be an interesting scalp tat, you know? Get me interested, I'm here for you, okay? Next. Okay, we got some dark doggies. We got some dark dogs, okay? Not a fan, obviously. You know, like just thinking about what we've seen today, we have this, which is like so close to a blackout. This tattoo, and then we have this, which is like also going to be pretty much a blackout at some point, and one does something for me and the other doesn't, and that is this one. This does nothing. Nothing for me. It's supposed to be kind of like stencil imagery, like where there's like negative space, all black everywhere else, and it just looks poorly designed. Like this does not look metal. It just looks sloppy, and that's never a good look. God, I wish I didn't have to say. Sometimes I wish I didn't have to say the things that I have to say, but I got to say it. It looks sloppy. I can barely tell some of the facial things going on, and some of those teeth are so small. Like, just not a good tattoo. And then at the bottom, they did this like scribbly looking stuff. Don't know what that's supposed to be, but I know that I don't like it. So on to the next. Okay. Hero Tattooer. This is some beautiful Japanese sleeve work going on here. The chrysanthemums, I want to point out that the chrysanthemums have like a red and a dark red, and it's just like a subtle little thing. And it just makes my eyes like light up a little bit, like wow. Brilliant. Good for this tattooer for pulling those two together, taking a risk, because as a tattooer, I'd be like, are these colors separate enough that we're gonna tell the difference? And yes, absolutely, it worked out perfectly. Look, I'm in the process of looking for a tattoo artist to do my back piece. I wanna do a full Japanese dragon from the back of my knees to the top of my shoulders. So I've been looking at a lot of Japanese. This is some of my favorite work, you know? Like, I've been struggling, honestly. I've been really struggling because I want to get my back piece done, and I'm like, I know the design, but I have not found the artist that is just like telling me to go to them. And it's unfortunate because I'm looking in California, there's lots of great tattooers there, but I want something that is super bold and super gnarly. They're just not there. My only regret in tattooing is not getting a back piece by a particular person who is no longer alive. It makes me deeply sad because when I'm looking for other tattooers to get tattooed by, I'm just like, I wish it was him. I wish it was him. And it's funny to feel that way about someone I've never met, but I do. I truly do. Yeah, bums me out. But this right here is a great tattoo. I love it. You did a great job. Hiro Tattooer. Next. God, dude, what the fuck is up with our black splotchy shit today? We've had two that I honestly hate. So, in case you guys don't know, this is supposed to be like death metal lettering. Like, I know that it's not lettering, but that's what like the idea, the imagery is kind of coming from, this like really heavy, it's hard to see, hard to understand what these letters are or what the images are, and I just don't get down with it. Like, just black out the shit and put some crazy skulls everywhere. I don't know. Like, just looking at the hand, I like the negative space in the star, but the rest is just like, what is it? What is it? Like, why? And like, I get the idea, like you're supposed to not know why. And then in their head, they're like, oh, this old geezer doesn't know what they're looking at. That's exactly what they want. But like, bro, it don't look good. And it don't look good now. It's not gonna look good later. And that's what's like weird. I mean, is it weird to me? Not really. Like, these people don't give a shit. Okay, and I like it. I like it. But just as a tattooer, I guess I would like for other people not to fall into these trends, and I'd rather them just like focus on tattooing that is interesting and good, and then like do these types of wild, crazy things within good tattooing, and then I'd be like, oh, so cool. Like, skulls on a virtually blacked out arm, parts of that sound awesome. This is not that. So next, I hate when the internet becomes reality. And like, I know, dude, I make videos, I make content, I talk about tattooing, I'm on the internet, I like the internet, I don't mind it. And like, but when it like crosses over, and when, it makes me sad. It makes me sad because like, there's nothing at the end of this road for this guy that is worth putting KSI a million times on your leg. Like, it's just not. Like, I know a little bit, very little, about being successful on the internet, and I just like know that none of it's worth having this type of garbage on you. And also looking so fucking desperate. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, I don't know, the internet, like, people know, people understand, like, this is just cheesy and it's sad and it's pathetic, and I wish it wasn't happening, and I certainly wish it wasn't happening within the tattoo world, which this is barely considered the tattoo world. He just happens to be tattooing himself, which is just goofy, but let's keep watching.
Day doing a KSI tattoo until he calls me. Oh, no. On the 128th day, I continue doing tattoos on my leg.
I just started and I'm done of doing this already. Oh shit, this one. Ooh, Ooh, this one right here. It's gonna hurt as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. Shit. Ooh.
I hate all of this. I'm gonna guess he's not actually a tattoo artist. And if he is, he's not a good tattoo artist. He's just probably some scratcher, because there's no fucking way any real tattooer would be doing this type of shit. Yeah, I don't know, there's nothing here to learn. Just, when you see this type of shit, just dislike it and keep it rolling, because fuck, I hate it. I hate it. I hate when tattooing is used as like this gimmicky thing. Like, even Steve-O putting a dick on his face kind of bummed me out. But yeah, hate it. On to the next. It says, being a tattoo artist is a hard job sometimes. Okay, I might say some things here that might be triggering for you. Look, if I'm doing your tattoo and you kiss your partner, not a big deal. Not a big deal. If your partner grabs your hand and you hold hands for a second, not a big deal. Look, there's a line. Look, you start going across that line, you start rubbing each other, you start kissing too much, you start getting even maybe babied. Any of these directions, we start doing too much while I'm in the middle of tattooing, and I feel like I get like accidentally involved in your love life somehow, like just by either having to witness it or having to participate in it, because there's this like weird three-way going on. I'm fucking pissed. I'm not only pissed, but I don't like you as a person for bringing me into your weird fucking things. Now, I think that this one is fine. They're kissing a little bit, probably too much, but like, as a tattooer, it happens a lot where people do cross, like, dude, if you're slipping her the tongue while she's getting tattooed, or vice versa, bruh, fuck off. Now I'm in some weird sexual act with you guys. I know, that's a leap, but that's how it feels as a bystander. Like, just being like, sick, great, fucking perverts. Like, stop doing that shit in front of me. So yeah, being a tattooer is hard. I really don't like that stuff. And I don't think that any tattooer does. Yeah. On to the next.
Mi hermano se hecho en 2019 por mi sobrina. Mamá, ¿cuándo nació la Naomi?
2020.
Dude, that is the face of someone who's got some deep, deep regrets. Putting that on your throat was a dumb idea, but especially getting it wrong is super stupid. Look, sometimes clients come in, they want to get these names, they want to get these dates, and they're very important, and they get them wrong. It happens so often. So like, if you're ever gonna get those dates, if you're ever gonna get a name, make sure without a shadow of a doubt that you are 100% correct on them, or else you're gonna make a face just like this guy, and you're gonna be like, bruh, what dumbass mistake led me to here? Yeah, bummer. On to the next. I don't talk about painting enough on this channel. I truly don't. Probably because for myself, I'm not a huge fan of painting. Like I do paint, I have painted in the past, and truly I'll probably never paint again if like given a choice. It's just not that interesting to me. Now, yes, most of the stuff on this wall that you're looking at, I painted. Congrats, Kirk. And yes, I paint plenty, but like, I'm just not that guy. It's just not who I am. I'd much rather sit and make videos talking about tattooing than sit and paint for hours because it's just not, I just don't get that much fulfillment from it. But this, when I look at this is Tom XX. I just go, beautiful, my friend. Beautiful, amazing painting. I guess, and I'm willing to bet that this Tom XX tattoos like a motherfucker because his paintings are so cool. Good for you, brother. I love it. You love it. It's an interesting design, a hard one to pull off, but you pulled it off super well. So, next. Oh, what's this gonna be? A hot pile of garbage? Yup. Yep. Bunch of pinks, reds, and white. What's it making? Pink, reds, and whites. Nothing. A whole lot of nothing. You might, this type of tattooing convinces somebody to get it. But you ain't convincing me. And every chance I get, I'm gonna tell people, I think it looks bad. Because I think it looks bad. There's nothing else to it. I don't see it. I don't get it. It's a poison. It's a poison in tattooing, Like, I like that tattooing is wide open. You can do whatever you want. But that also includes me telling you why I don't like certain things. And when I look at this, I go, I don't know what it is. I don't think it makes good tattooing. I think it makes really good Instagram reels or TikToks or whatever, but that is it. So next, my friends, next.
Tattoo? Let's see it. Oh, man. You went full neck tattoo, huh?
Yeah, well, I had a Celtics tattoo that was fading, so I said, fuck it, I'll just get a cover.
Yeah, that's sharp. Who drew that up?
I went to the...
Wow. Okay, first off, the Boston Celtics have awful fonts for tattoos. Like how little that, you see the CEL, like all of that. It's just like too dainty for a tattoo. Don't get it. If you like Boston Celtics, which I don't know anything about basketball. I know that you put a ball in a hoop and that Michael Jordan exists and that Kobe died, RIP. But that is a bad font. That is a bad font for tattooing. Obviously, this is a crap-ass tattoo. I'm glad he put it on his neck because, like, why would you want a good neck tattoo? It makes no sense. What, you want, like, something cool here? Fuck no. You gotta put the Boston Celtics logo. That makes perfect sense. And in comparison to this dude's hand tattoo, it looks just about as bad. So, yeah. Typically, people who make one bad decision in tattooing make a lot of bad decisions in tattooing. And hand and neck, bad and bad. I don't understand it, Unless you're a Raiders fan, I don't think you should have sports tattoos. I feel like Raiders fans are like the Japanese of sports tats. Like, I just feel like Raiders fans have been doing it for so long that they have like the super strong culture of fan tats that I like. Just like the Japanese, like it's part of the culture of being a Raiders fan. And it just does not translate into the Boston Celtics. Like, who wants that tattooed on your neck? That's it. It's official. It's official. Unless you're getting Raiders tattoos, you can't get fans tats. It's just how I feel about it. And this one is just garbagey. Oh, that's it. This video, like all other videos, we are ending with a tattooer who not only watches our videos, but does amazing tattoos. And this video, it is Matty Mage. Matty Mage from Essex and London. We got 2 snakes in Essex and the blue tattoo in London. Let's look at his tattoos. This one is so dumb looking. It is fucking the bitchingest thing I've seen ever, okay? I did one very similar to this maybe a year ago, and it did not look nearly as cool as this. I fucking love it. I love the weird eyes. I love the crossbones. I love that they're just like the way it's positioned. It does not make sense in my head, but it looks right as a tattoo. I love Matty Mage's tattoos. Let's see this eagle, dude. This schmeagle. I want to say the neck part where the head meets the body, where it goes from that white to the black, right in that middle zone. That is so brilliant. I don't know what you were thinking. I don't know how you were thinking it, but I like it, dude. Matty fucking Mage. Let's see this one. Oh, just this weird body thing with lines cutting across it. I actually just had to do a back piece similar to this. It looks just like this. And the guy was like, oh, this is your body when you're like on drugs, and this is your body when you're like all meditating and stuff. So I think that this is like how the body's supposed to work while you're all like at peace and at one with yourself. But yeah, Matty Mage, this Playboy tribal, come on, you know I like it. You know I love it. This weird Dan Higgs candle eyeball thing. This is honestly, as a tattooer, stuff I would get tattooed on me. And I would get it done by Matty Mage in Essex and London. If you're in those areas, you should get tattooed by him because he is great. I will see you in a few days. Bye.